Hello everyone, welcome again to another very quick video about the Mahindra Roxor. If you've been following the news, you would know this is the latest and hottest UTV we have on the market in North America. That's the United States and Canada. This was announced in November 2017 and became available in 2018. The Roxor, as you know, or you must have researched if you're watching this video, is built by Mahindra here in North America. They built a brand new 150,000 square foot factory in Auburn Hills, Michigan, and that is expressly just to assemble the Roxor. The Mahindra Roxor is based off of the Mahindra Thar, which is a four-wheel Jeep-like vehicle that is sold on the Indian subcontinent, India specifically. So this comes on a ship as kits, which are assembled here in Auburn Hills, Michigan, and then they're sold exclusively through power sports dealers. Here we are at the Valley Sport and Marine, which is a local power sport dealer here in Minot, North Dakota. Okay, so over there you can see the new facility they're building. It's very hard to see, but they're building a brand new facility. It's quite big. Here is the old facility. You can see on the door it says temporary location. All right, enough with that. Now more on the Roxor. As some of you might have realized, Fiat Chrysler Automobile of North America is trying to block Mahindra from selling more of these awesome Jeeps. I believe what happened was they actually came up with what most Jeep enthusiasts actually wanted: a diesel engine, manual transmission, have a 5-speed, and something just utilitarian without all the computers, bells and whistles, something basic. And this is what happened with this Mahindra. You can see you can power wash that. You can power wash the bed. It's all coated with spray on bed liner. Very basic vehicle, and that's what the Jeep enthusiasts want. But I'll take you and show you something right here. So the bone of contention is this Grille. Mahindra was gonna sell a vehicle. So in 2009 they signed some sort of conversion or some sort of agreement with Jeep at the time. Michael Manley, who is the current CEO of Fiat Chrysler Fiat USA, that owns the Jeep mark, disapproved of the vehicle because it had 7 slots and they said it looked very much like a Jeep. So Mahindra went back to the drawing boards and they came up with this design. This was not meant for the Roxor. It came up for a different vehicle they were trying to market and sell. And this was approved by Jeep in 2009. So today Jeep comes and says, hey, you can't sell the Roxor because it doesn't follow the spirit and the letter of agreement. And Mahindra said, no, you agreed to this specific Grille and that's what we're using. And if you go to the online filings, you actually see the designs where you had the one with the 7 grills, and then Mahindra changed and they added this logo, this part, took off a little bit and changed the design of the Grille. Otherwise, this is basically a CJ5. Mahindra has been doing they were licensed from 1947. They were building the CJ5s, and in India this is also known as the Jeep Thar, Thar. It's a very popular vehicle over there. It uses a 2.5 liter direct injection common rail diesel. What that means is you actually have a rail that runs alongside the engine, and then the injector pump, the pump powers up the fuel, and the fuel is the same pressure all along the rail. And depending on what cylinder is about to fire, a little piezo controlled valve opens up, and then it squirts that the exact amount of fuel needed in the cylinder. So what that means is it opens up the engine up for a lot of tuning. You can easily tune the engine. How much fuel is delivered is very easy just by manipulating your computer software. And when it actually opens up to fire the fuel, you can also do that very easily by tweaking the timing on the computer. Now, that engine is very torquey on the low end. It produces 62 horsepower or 63 brake horsepower at 3,200 RPMs. It also puts out a whooping 144 pound-foot torque at 1,400 RPM. So it's a very good, reliable engine. And for this application, it's been speed limited to 45 miles an hour, and it's been tuned for an industrial type application. So it means that engine will run forever, basically. It's a well-proven engine. It's been used in the third world, and over there it's proven its reliability. And I would imagine that reliability is going to just go up here in the North American market. So no worries over there for the engine. So far, there's a couple of guys you can check on YouTube who have tuned that engine, and they can actually go 75 to 80 miles an hour without any issue. So it's a very, very good, reliable engine. No problems there about the power plant. The other thing I'm going to talk about is accessories. So here it gets very cold here in North Dakota. Right now, people are working overtime to build accessories for these. You have the rear wheel holder. Like I said, this is based off of the Thar, so you just have everything. Hopefully parts will swap out, but you have a rear tire holder with a spare tire that comes at about $400. You have the locking differentials, the front ones and the rear, which you can get, and you have the manual lockers for the front, and then you have also for the rear. Talk about the brakes. For the front, you have 9-inch disc brakes. 9-inch disc brakes. Let's see if we can have a better shot somewhere here. Those are beefy components. I don't know if you can see. They are very beefy components. And right now, we're at about 80% of the components imported and 20% sourced from the United States. The brake lines, for example, they are from the United States. But most of the vehicle, it just comes in the container, and then they open them and assemble them here. The rears are 11-inch drum brakes. So let's take a look here. You can see that's the drum right there, and they're 11-inch drum brakes. The diesel engine complies with the EPA 1051 requirements. That's for emission standards. So they're 1051 compliant. The EPA is happy with it. They've given their blessing. People are trying right now to get this to be roadworthy, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, because just because of the crash worthiness, this will not be. I don't see it happening. This becoming roadworthy, highway worthy. But already there are components out there where you can actually fit the components, and some of them use the brake light for the turn signals. The kit is already out there, it's available, and then people are working on the doors. What I've seen right now is they have a Lexan windshield, which is about $700 for the Lexan windshield, and then you have the thin nylon type wrap around that you can use for a whole body enclosure that will protect you from mild elements. Oh, look at that, it says Thar BS. Firewall. That should be the fuel tank, I believe. And those are the springs, leaf springs. All in all, it's a very reliable vehicle. The engine shouldn't have any problems. Most of the transmission components should swap right in with the CJ5 components. So that's the word that we have as of right now. That's the Roxor for you. If you have any comments, observations, leave a comment below. And once more, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the Roxor that you think I missed in the video, any observations, please do let me know. And thanks for watching. Give the thumbs up.